Shana Tova. I am so excited to be with you this coming High Holy Days. In this crazy time, at least we can be together virtually. And so I want to tell you a little bit about how to do that if you're not sure how to use the YouTube app. Now, YouTube is a great format because it allows whatever device you're using, you can turn up the sound. And unlike Zoom, which is more like a telephone call, YouTube allows really, really beautiful sound. And on High Holy Days, when we have Neil there leading us and singing, it lifts our spirits in a way that goes beyond words. It goes to a different part of ourselves and lifts us up in our prayers and in our attempt to find new levels within ourselves. So let me tell you what I'm excited about YouTube and how to get to it if you don't already know. My favorite way to access YouTube is on my smart TV. The reason is that I don't really want to spend Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur huddled right in front of like my little tablet or in front of my computer. What I would like us to do, and I know Lynn's planning to do it, is to put it on the largest TV we have. And the girls and Lynn can just get comfy on the sofa, they can get a nice big mug of tea, and they can enjoy the service together. Now, you may be alone in your home, but I still think that sounds like a very comfortable way to do it, which is I can get comfy in front of my television instead of being huddled in front of something that feels more work-like and more techy, like a computer. So I want to start with the TV. I'm going to share a little bit of a video with you right now about how I put YouTube on my smart TV. So many of the TVs sold in the last few years are smart TVs. And so let me share my screen. I'm going to go to it and let me show you a little bit. Now, we all know that different remotes are different, but if you look at this remote that's on the screen in front of us, you can see it. It's just one of your general Samsung remotes. You could have a TV, an LG or a Sony TV or an Insignia TV, but the way to see if you can get YouTube on your television is not to get your cable remote. It's to get out your television remote, which some people haven't seen for a while because they just use their cable remote. If you get out your television remote and you look on it, if you see there is a symbol for home. There's a little home button right there in the middle toward the bottom. It looks like a little house. And I'm going to play a little bit of this video. If you press that home button, you get a screen that looks a little bit like this. This is just on a Samsung TV. It looks a little different on every different one. If you look along the bottom, you'll see that those are your apps. Sometimes I know on a Sony TV there's a button called Home on the remote, but there's also a button that's just called Apps. You just press the Apps button, you'll see something like this. If you look along the bottom, I see there's something called Netflix, Prime Video, Hulu, DirecTV Now, Google Play, Vudu, and YouTube. Scroll over there using the arrows and click on YouTube, and you now have YouTube on your television ready to use. So that's the way you get there in that way. Another way is, let's just say you have a Roku TV. So when I hit the home button on my Roku remote, the little house, I get a screen that looks something like this. It's got some apps there, and it says home, my feed, news, search, and so on. Now, I can see right there that the first app on there is YouTube. But what if you don't have YouTube on? So what you can do is go down to streaming channels if you didn't see YouTube before. And you scroll down to top free if you don't want to just type it in to search it. So you go down to streaming channels, go to top free, and YouTube will be on that screen. You click over to it. So when you click on it, it'll say go to channel and say yes, or install channel. So, and then you'll have it, and I'll give you a little hint about how to search for us in a moment. I'm going to do one more example. There's also Apple TV, Chromecast TV. They all have YouTube on it. I mean, and there are other smart TV things I know around too. Android TV apps, Android TV devices. I'm going to pick another one that you might have. Maybe you have a Fire TV. If you have a Fire TV, it's going to look maybe a little bit like this, and you can actually ask Alexa, if you use that, say, Alexa, play a YouTube video of the Beth Israel Congregation of Ann Arbor channel. And it'll probably just take you right there. Let me show you a little bit about if you do it the longer way. So you go to the apps in the Fire TV app. So there are a couple of options for that, which is that you can either go to, you can search for like the Firefox or the app and go to YouTube through there, or you can just search directly for the YouTube application in the Fire TV. And starting a year ago, I believe, with their deal with Google, because Google owns YouTube, that they can get the app on your Fire TV. So that covers some of those. And I'm going to go back now to try a different way to do this, which is, what if you just have a computer? So Nadav, I don't have a smart TV, and I don't have one of these Roku or Apple TV or Chromecast or Fire TV, and so I just have a normal, I'm going to do it on my tablet or on my computer. Go to your web browser, and at the top of your web browser, type in youtube.com. And then go to YouTube. Now, I already have a bunch of videos. I don't know why they're showing me these things. And go to search. And search for Beth Israel Congregation, Ann Arbor, Michigan. And if I do that, Beth Israel Congregation, Ann Arbor, Michigan, I get some ads for other places, but then I see the familiar tree. I see Beth Israel Congregation, Ann Arbor, and I click on it, and there we have some of our most recent services, and you are on the right channel. When we stream the channels, and you know what I would do if I were you, just to make sure that you're there, I would subscribe, I've already subscribed, but you can say, if you haven't already subscribed, you can click a little button that will appear that will say subscribe. It doesn't cost you a thing, to Beth Israel Congregation, Ann Arbor. But in the future, you can make a little link to it. You could press the little save a bookmark for this page. And then it's really easy. Every time you come to YouTube, it should show you a recent video. Or again, you can always just type in Beth Israel Congregation, Ann Arbor, Michigan. And there will be a live stream when we are live streaming the Friday night service of Erev Rosh Hashanah, Saturday morning first day Rosh Hashanah service, 9:30 a.m. for preliminary service, 10 a.m. for start of Shacharit, and of course, second day Rosh Hashanah on Sunday, and then coming up for Kol Nidre and Yom Kippur. And so Beth Israel Congregation Ann Arbor, that's how you find it on YouTube, and the live stream will appear that you'll be able to click on. You'll say live stream service, you'll click on it, and you'll be with us. So let me stop my share. I want to tell you that you're going to hear, it's going to be great. I know that many of us are on different kinds of schedules, but for this very, very abbreviated service, right? You're going to see if Rav Nadav can take essentially a 4-hour service and make it into essentially 2 hours. And I think we're going to do it. I have such great stuff planned for it. To all, even if we're in our own locations, the idea that we're all at the same time tuning in to Neil and me here in the sanctuary and sharing thoughts and reflections and davening together. From the point of view of God, we're all essentially forming a distanced congregation that is one simultaneous congregation. So please join us. If you have any questions, Sam Zielinski in the office is a great resource. I will see you soon. See you at services. Shana Tova.